And so let me just, so this is working. This is okay. This is working. And yeah, it's all right. We'll see. Okay, so I don't need that much. So this is normally going, yes, we're live. Let me see. Yes. All right. Hi, everyone. Well, hi, welcome. I'm very happy to have you here tonight with me or whenever. Welcome. Let's go into it. So I see that everything is working. Yes, I'll probably be just me, but that's okay. Right. So this I don't need. Firefox. I think that Firefox, I'm going to stop using Firefox. It's not really going very well right now. So, okay, I don't need to stay on this page. This is okay. That and this, I want to be sure that, okay, that's not there. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So, and here anyway, it's not there. So, I hope you're having a great day. I am not, but that's okay. Right. So sometimes it's not a very good advice or a good idea to do some stuff when you think, oh, it's not advisable, but very often it's the moment where I choose to do things in where it's when I tell myself I shouldn't, or I'm scared or anything like that, and I say, well, let's do it, because it's when I'm in that state that I say, well, yeah, just go, because it's resistance and it's fear, it's whatever it is, and I don't want that to become an excuse for me not to do things. Even though today is a day of work, not work, and of self-discovery, and the shit, and the pain, and of a lot of things, and I'm just hating today, but that's the way it is. It's today, and today it's the moment, and then the moment goes away, and things just keep going, and I mean, it's easier to have these days because I know that these days are a moment, and even if I have some shit, I work on shit, and then I shouldn't say shit in the first minutes of yeah, I shouldn't, but I do. I don't care. No, it's just that I heard someone saying that if you, I think it's in the first 3 minutes or something like that, if you use some words on some stuff on a video in the first minutes, then it's not monetized. But it's not a real problem for me. It's not monetized anyway. Anyway, yeah, so right, and so it's in days like this where probably it's when you do the most, when you discover the most about yourself, shit that you didn't remember about you, right, because aspects of me that I had forgotten just surfaced today. So I'm dealing with that, and with that aspect, the pain has come, uncomfortable, shitty pain, and yeah. So that's how it goes, and then you just have to deal with it, to discover the self, to see the self, and to be the self, and to accept it. There is nothing else to do. It's painful and it's absolutely uncomfortable. It's absolute shit. But hey, I mean, that's the way it is. And so at the same moment, this allows healing, this allows recognition, this allows also many things and opens the door to many things. And even if yeah, I'm pissed. I'm pissed with myself, but I'm pissed in not as right. I'm not hangry, or I'm not trying to destroy myself. Is I'm pissed, and that's it. And then I'm accepting it. I'm accepting that I'm pissed, and um, I'm accepting those aspects that have come up and that I had forgotten that they were even still there. I didn't, right? But they are. They are aspects of me, and right, there are aspects of us that are there, and that need attending, that need to be recognized. And once you recognize them, then you can let go of them, and then right, you can just keep going. So yes, and I'm seeing my lack, obviously, in this configuration. It's appearing even more. I'm one of the reasons why I'm pissed is that I'm still right. When there is interest in my work, I'm surprised, and so I have to work on that, because that's my lack, because that's my shit. It's my, that's what it is. And so I have reactions that, but it's fine. I'm learning, and I'm using this in order then to recognize myself, to recognize that aspect, and then work on it. And then today I've been able to do a lot with that. I've been able to see that and to understand, and to realize how also working with those sides of me. Those sides are sides that are totally externalizing reality, and taking me out of balance, or taking me outside, and blaming the external, right? Trying to find support in the external, and so that for me makes even the work a little bit more complicated, because I have to bring it back in, right? That's the point. It's me, and I have to then remind myself and make it really enter into that thing of saying it's me. I'm working on me. I'm trying to see it somewhere else, but there is no somewhere else. There is no outside. So then that, with all the techniques, with all the allowance and love and acceptance, then I just bring that to that understanding, so that then the pain goes away. It really leaves. The moment I just focus the whole thing, the moment I bring myself back into the self, into me, and that I focus that pain on me, it goes away, because then that's the moment where I bring back the self. I bring back the thing. I stop externalizing, or trying to externalize. I know very well that it's not external. I know that it's not someone else. I know that, but the work is not to know it. It's to be it. That's where many many difficulties um, can be, right, in the recognizing that knowing something, it's not being something. It's that, right? It's that different. It's so different that you really can't. But yeah, that's for the work, and this is the work that we do. This is what we need to. What is that? Yeah, no. Why will I unlike? Uh, uh yeah, technical problems. Um, this is the work, but this is the healing. This is bringing the self into the new territories, into the unknown. Is to recognize those things and to do this, to be this. So these days, let's talk like that. These days are part of the work, are part of it. And if in this configuration, if this day didn't exist, if I wasn't having these kind of days, that will be kind of strange, because then am I really dealing with the work? Because it's by facing myself with this, by allowing this to be, that then I'm able to move in my evolution, in my ascension, in my whatever, in my becoming me, being me, integrating me. So I'm not going to say, yeah, what a wonderful day, but yes, what a wonderful day. I'm still going to say that, because, yeah, and it's not loving suffering. No, it's recognizing that on this path, every opportunity that is there to be taken into the choosing, to the discovering of the self, and through that then choosing to enter into the unknown of creation, because this work requires total abandon, total trust, total enter into that. You have to bring yourself into the moment, right? I obviously, this takes you out of the moment, because you're trying to go and find everyone else to blame except yourself. But in the end, it's that actually you bring that back to you. So by bringing that back to you, then you realize, well, I'm able to do that. I know the work. I know how to do it. And I know that I'm allowing the expression of that self, of that moment, of being the illusion of being out. I'm allowing that, because that then shows me what needs to be done. And then I know, well, I'll come back and I'll come back to me, because I haven't left. I haven't been anywhere else. I've been still right in me, and been experiencing this. And what I've been experiencing, these selves that I've been experiencing today, they are selves that I knew that I've been. I experienced that, those feelings, the feeling of abandonment, the feeling of trying to communicate and not being able to communicate, the feeling of obsessing over something, the feeling of being not seeing a solution of right, that those selves that have experienced that have been that in the past, and I didn't, right, and I certainly did work on that, but I always say, remember that when you do a work, then you move forward, you move into your evolution. But as you move into your evolution, you change your vibration. As you change your vibration, you are in a new state, in a new real, in a new you. It's new. So those things may represent themselves, even though you have already done the work, you have already dealt somehow with those things, but maybe you still have something that is left to do with those things, because they come back. Or it's just that changing vibration is that you are in a new place, also in yourself. So you need to you don't need, but you have these things that represent themselves, because it's that you are in a new vibration. So in that vibration you didn't do the work yet, so this can represent itself. And when it represents itself, it doesn't matter how it represents itself. It can be a thought, or you are interacting with another, with a co-creator, and a word, or a message, or whatever, or you're watching a movie, and you are reminding of those things. For me, it's absolutely that. I've been reminded of those things, and of those aspect of me, of those versions of me, and so they have represented themselves. The situation has nothing to do with that, but my mind was picturing it in that way. I was trying to put myself into those situations that I had in the past, and making this what I'm experiencing now as that I had in the past. But you see, that happens because there is work to do. I recognize, okay, this is what I need to do. And then also I recognize, but this has absolutely nothing to do with that. I'm building something, but why I'm building, it's my head. It's in my head. And I'm building this in my head. Right? Right. That's all it is. It's in my head. Is there really that I am feeling? Is that the situation is that I experienced in the past? No. But that's what I'm using in order to have this to appear, and to have me then doing the work. That's my way. Everyone has their own way, their own techniques, or their own needs, and then everyone manifests this in their own way. So yeah, and I've been attending to that. Sometimes it's fast, sometimes it takes a little bit more time, sometimes you just want to take more time, or less time, or whatever. Things are just, but the essential, what is really important, is to recognize that in the moment, when you bring yourself back in the moment, to recognize that you can do this work, and to recognize that the trust and the love and everything that is there to support you doing this work, and the knowing that whatever happens, this is what you want to do. I've realized in these days, and I have to say, I've been really a lot supporting and supported and advised, and I've understood a lot these days with this. I've been helped into coming into this realization, and coming into the seeing myself, so that this has been then easier or to express. So there is this knowing that I've acquired, to trust the moment, to trust that what happens in the moment it's absolutely perfect. Yeah, the work is, there is pain, there is whatever, it's part of it, yes, but nevertheless, I realize the perfection of the moment, meaning that I can rely into the moment and allow creation to unfold, to happen, because I know that I'll be dealing with it and I'll be in it. And that at the end of the experience, when I've experienced it, things are done. I'm done with it. I trust myself in that, and I trust myself that what appears in my moment, what is my creation in the moment, is perfection. And perfection doesn't mean happy, joy, and we're all dancing and we are all right. That it means perfection in the sense that I'm doing the work, I'm doing what creation brings me. So I can rely on that, on myself, on creation, on the creator. I can do that with full trust. I will not fall. I will not let myself down. So that is the essential for me, to understand that piece of creation, right? As a creative being, I am creator, I am creating, I am this is all me. So what happens in my moment, my creation, is what I choose to have, what I choose to create, what I choose to attract, because I am doing this so that I can fully and completely trust it. Even in those moments where I'm doing the work and maybe I'm not even realizing that or focusing on that, but that's the point, right? When you are doing, when you are, you do not think about those things. You are just allowing, or not allowing, you're stop, not allowing. You are being it. And when you are in the being it, all of those things are there, but you don't need to think about that. Right? That's the huge difference between knowing that you are a creator and being the creator. It's that we know that, we have been talking about that for years, and talking. Now it's time to be it. And when you are being it, you are just being it. You are not fucking around trying to talk or whatever about it, right? So yeah, there you go. And as I was saying the other day, we are a work in progress, and we are progressing. And in this moment, there are a lot of progress that are happening. And what I find, yeah, it's that there is a work that we're doing together, helping each other into doing the work, into discovering things, into being into that thing. So it's fascinating how right now so many things are presenting themselves. So and how fast the work is done, how fast I'm able to progress in this. And so the love right? My love for the self, my love for me, it's just skyrocketing right. I mean, it's not even skyrocketing. I can't say it. It's just that I even cannot conceive not loving myself anymore. That doesn't go. That doesn't work anymore. Yeah. Oh, wow. Hello, Roxy. Welcome. Yeah, I was so concentrating on all this BS. So, and one of the things that I'm now um, going to do is that I'm um, organizing. I'll have a um, group healing workshop that I'm going to organize every month, and maybe in the future, well, for in the beginning every month, and I'll see what that happens. And it's only focused on group healing, so healing the self and having the group as a support. I'll be coordinating it, and it's really not complicated. There is nothing to know, there is nothing to do. It's just to present the self being there, and then following in, coming into it, and share your light. Right? It's there are no obligation. There is nothing. You just even just listening, even just right. You don't. No one needs to do anything in particular. That's the thing. That right, when you go into healing, group healing and this kind of things, you just your presence, your energy, your light, it's all that is needed. We always try to make a big huge thing, but that's the essential. And then, well, we'll go into whatever is indicated in the moment, whatever the inspiration is in the moment, and I'll coordinate that. I'll just do that, and maybe maybe it's gonna be just close your eyes and breathe, and that's all we'll do. Maybe that's just what is needed in that moment, right? But what I want to create is just that space of healing, and everyone will be there for themselves. So the first one, it's going to be on May 13 or 14. It's going to be midnight for me. So then Western Europe direction, America, it's going to be on the 13th, and the other side direction Asia, it's going to be on the 14th. So and it's a Friday. I'll do this on Fridays, so that it's a good way to start weekends, right? And so one of the things that I'm working on now, because I've noticed my lack, my fear, my my need in that is to yeah, to be okay with the to I don't know even how to say that, just to be it, because this work is amazing. Being able to share, being able to support, being able, and I'm doing this for me. So right, this is showing to myself where these selves, this need of perceiving it and to work onto it. So everything helps. And so bringing everything back to the self. It's me, it's me, it's me, it's me. And it's a very amazing exercise for everyone to remind that it's always about the self. It's always about me. It's in the beginning. It's a probably difficult lesson, difficult understanding or acceptance, because it's so easy to blame everyone else and blame the world, blame society, blame the family, blame whatsoever for the situation you are in, and comforting and so victimizing the self, right? But then, well, that is over, and we realize, look, it's me. Yes, of course it's me. It has always been me. It is. There is nothing else. It's me. I'm doing this. But you know, when you do that and you realize the self, you realize all of that, and you accept that it's you, you'll see that maybe in the beginning, but the more you do that, the more easier you are. It becomes to realize that, to be that. But also the situations, the moments, the experiences that you have when you move forward into this self-realization and self-work, is that the quality of your experiences, or what you will say the quality, it's not that it's better or worse, right? I'm really very careful not to put that into any hierarchy, but let's say the quality or the passion, the being in a situation, experiences that you prefer, that you'd like, it's gonna be what you are experiencing. Being able to do the work, it's gonna become easier, right? In that sense, quality, in that sense, it's that you're just doing it, being it. Even what previously you will have defined as negative situation, you will not see that as a negative situation. You'll see as work to do. I'm doing the work. You understand there is no negativity. How could there be negativity? It's me. There is no negativity. It's me. And I'm doing the work. So you see the quality changes completely. The situation evolve. It may be the same situation that you used to have, right? However, that situation will feel in the quality different. It's gonna be much, 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 much different in that, because you're not seeing the negativity, you're not externalizing it, you are taking that. Hi, Liana, I come. You're not seeing that anymore, right? So you may have a similar situation, but it's not, and you will feel it. It's different. The quality is different. It feels different. So the work becomes easier to do. It's just that. It's look, it's the way it is. And there is no way in not recognizing it. It changes. You change. So your experiences change. Your experience changes in the sense that you're different. So when a situation seems to come back, it isn't in reality. You're using it to do the work, but then you realize the difference. You realize, look, this is really something else. And the way you represent that to the self, right? You go, let's say that you have a situation like me today. So in the beginning, there is no beginning, right? Or blah blah blah. But when you start into the situation, you may feel really, and as I was doing it, I was picturing in my head similarities with past situations. But then, as I brought the situation back to me and took it for what it is, those similarities disappear. They just blow away. Why? Because they were not there. I was simply using them in order to have the experience and be able to discover those selves that needed attendance, that needed to be seen and released. So you see, the quality of the situation is completely different. Years ago, this will have crushed me for days and days and weeks, even years. What has transpired lately, I took years to go through the experience and then heal it, and I just got the resolution and understanding what that was, a bleeding through. It's right. It's something that takes a very long time, even though the experience, but the understanding of it, and then it may be very long, because those are things that you never think, right? You never expect, or they are just like that. And it happened 10 years ago, but wow. And so when these similarities appear, but obviously first there is the fear. I'm not going through that again. What am I doing? What is this? How dumb, blah blah blah, right? All of that. But then very quickly the realization, oh, it's not the same. It's just that I'm seeing that self, and now I'm able to deal with that and to release that and release the situation and move forward. So healing is constant, let's say, when you allow it, and faster when you allow it, when you are in it, and you accept yourself. And this is, for me now, as I was saying before, not loving myself is even not an option anymore. It's something that I cannot conceive. Not being a proud human, but I'm not proud, but loving, right? The discovery that I've done of being a human being, and the acceptance and the love of it, coming, like, I think, well, I'm telling myself, and then that I may be proven wrong. I don't care. That our experience as humans comes also from the refuse, the hate of it. Very often, that's why many will like to leave this experience. They don't like being human beings, but we all go through that. And for me now, I'm done with that, because I've accepted myself and I'm entered into the love of the self, the love of me. And by loving myself, well, I love the experience human, and the humanity, and all of this. So I'm not trying to leave. I'm not trying to go away anymore, because this is where I am at. And I've understood that ascension, to be able to ascend the species and to have the evolution in it, is that there is the integration of human, there is the being human, and as a human being, and recognizing, oh, this is not less than, is different from, because this is right, this is our realm, this is our reality. as human beings, and this is what we have. So we go through our experiences, we do things, and this is all that, right? And there are specificities as being human, and so those things may look like that, or make this appear to be in a certain way. But when you let go of that, of those belief systems, and you realize what human really is, which is no different from any other species being that are out there, or in here, that we are really equal in that. And the only difference that we are experiencing are the differences that we create for ourselves. For this experience, I am making myself different from any other, because it is required for this experience. But when I let go of that, I realize that we are equal in opportunities, in creation, in being, in love, in everything. And what we perceive as being as they are more powerful than us is that only our interpretation, only our belief system, because that power to which we are referring, it's not power. That's not power. The power of that is that energy beaming, or right, the power of explosions, or of having power over others, or that's an illusion. That it's not power. The real power is not something that you show. It's you being you as a creator. The I am. That's the power. So in the I am, we are all equal. We are all the same, and we have all the same abilities, expressed in a different way. Yes, because we have humans are certainly more emotional, drama queens, right? There are those things in the expression that we use, in the belief systems that we use to create human. And so there are those are differences in the construct of reality, but the truth in creation is that we are all equal, and that we are then all connected, and we are all the same. And so yeah, the rest is only perception of whatever. The truth is that there is none of that. So why would I hate human, or being a human being? Why would I feel scared and insecure and wanting to leave this when I absolutely don't feel that way anymore? Because I have realized this as being what I choose to be. So I come back to that trust, to that total abandonment into this reality that I'm experiencing, so that I can allow the moment to be whatever it is. And even in days where I feel maybe not that great, but I know that it's the moment. I know that that's the experience I'm having right now, and that is not forever. Even though maybe I may have it's oh, this is kind of, oh my goodness, this is, oh no. But no, I know that it's the moment. I'm not staying in pain forever. It's not gonna happen. So yes, you see. Another thing that I wanted to say is that I've changed It's not on my on the website yet, but I've changed. Yeah, I know. I changed the course, leaving unworthiness and lack behind and embracing worth, wealth, and abundance. I've changed that. I realized that I want to do it, so I'll keep the structure, but instead of pre-recording it, I'll see to have one-on-one. So the five sessions with unworthiness, lack, worth, wealth, abundance, and then a 1 hour personal session where it's about the self, about, right, exploring the self, the situation, the lack, and see how you the person expressed that and how it works, right? Bring that out and go deeper into the understanding in order to bring, right, to start the path of worth and abundance. Yes, and I think that, right, I prefer it this way. Also because, right, if I pre-record it, the thing is that it's gonna be pre-recorded, and my take on it, the way I express it, the way I know it, the way I can bring it has changed. And when I recorded those things, I think now it's 1.5 or 2 years ago. It's different. I'm not the same at all, and my perception of those things has completely changed. So I need to bring it in a different way, and I think that, right, keep if I keep changing every with that knowledge, if I keep changing those videos all the time, where am I going to go with that, right? So yes, right. Yeah. Oh, this is good. I knew that this will just be the right thing to do. You see, well, this is what we do, right? The healing. You know what brings you healing. You know what is your passion. You know what brings you joy. And I know that I love talking. And I love even going to my shit, even if I don't do it right. It stays there, YouTube and blah blah, Patreon, whatever. But I know that this brings me joy, and that I love talking. I love being here doing this, and so yeah, and so this brings healing, this brings awareness, understanding, and all of that. And so I love doing this, and the energy has shifted, has changed, and this is amazing. uh yes. My goodness, I think I can't. No, I can't express that with words, right? I tell it, but um, the joy of being me, the love of being me, of having these experiences, choosing to go into this path of ascension, and choosing to work with people on this path, right? The sharing, you enlighten yourself, and then you share your light with others, with no expectations, and etc etc. You just share your light. Yes, I realize that doing this, the connection, the experience is is wonderful. There is, for me, in my experience, well, I experienced the corporate world. Now I'm experiencing something new, and this working uh, in this path, ascensional, and these things, healing. Um, and there are still things that I have to put together and realize by myself. Yes, but nevertheless, the experience of working with people, which means that I'm working with myself first, right? Always the self comes always first, because I'm doing this for myself. Is that if I were to say that I'm doing this for others, I will already fuck up what I'm doing. I'm doing this for me first, and in doing this for me, I'm able to do this with other people, other co-creator, with the co-creator, to have that experience of sharing my light, right? Because that's, I'm doing it. But always remind, it's always the self. The self is always first, which is, I know, difficult, right? we it's very difficult, but the self comes always first. So I do this for me first, which allows me to do it unconditionally for whomever comes to me. And even though I've seen myself, right, just fucking a little bit up right now, or just recently with a couple of things where I say, well, you're dumb ass, but it's fine, it happens. You do it, you accept it, and then you move forward, because, well, that doesn't stop. It's the moment is gone, you realize yourself, and then you are in another moment. But this realization, this being in experiencing, sharing, being, sharing my life, working with others, which, as I said, means I'm working with the self and with someone else, and with me. And it's the best experience ever. Having a session of feeling, of Reiki, talking for hours with someone, and just loving it, in sharing my experience, because this is what I'm doing, right? I'm sharing that, my knowledge. But I perfectly know that I'm not teaching it, because I know that the person, or the people I'm sharing this with, they already know what I'm saying. I'm teaching nothing to anyone, right? That's why I'm very humble in regards of what I'm sharing. I'm not doing it as, right, the teacher that knows everything, that is teaching to children that know nothing. No. I perfectly know that we are equal in the knowledge. I'm able to access that knowledge and to share it. It's a reminder. It's not a teaching. But I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And so this is something that when you are in the corporate world, you cannot experience. You cannot do that, because in the corporate world, you are not allowed to be yourself. I had a discussion with someone. So when I came back, seeing Roxy, I had a meeting. I had to talk with someone in a work agency, right? This placement, they do that, right? And And I promise myself that when I have to do that, as the unemployment is obliging you to do that, but when I do that, I talk with these people by being myself. I refuse to do what they ask people to do, meaning to lie, to be not to be the self, but to be what they project the job to be, right? You have to be in a certain way if you want to gain the word, right? To be taken into to obtain the job. And I say I refuse to do that because that is bullshit. And so I had this video conference with this guy, and I was just being myself, talking and even saying saying things that if you play the game in their way, you don't owe to say because it's too much. It's too sincere, truthful. And so and so they didn't call back. But I'm fully and totally aware that when you are doing that with people that are not ready for that, you are right. They can't follow you. They can't understand you, and so they all take it as, oh, this guy is not appropriate for job, this, for that. But you see, but it's not a reason for me anymore for playing that game. I'm not that game. It's not. It's not truth. It's not acceptance. You right, because if you play into that, is that you have to refuse what you are, right? You have to pretend to be something, so you have to refuse the self, because if you are yourself, you cannot go into the job. Well, then goodbye. But it's right in this right now is a changing the game. It's not resisting the system. It's just I'm changing my game into something else. So in those kind of situations, I cannot be anything else than myself. If that is too much, well, it's too much for them. I don't care. I don't have to care. And I'm even not trying to change them, their perception or the way they see their reality or how things should be. I don't care about that. I'm not there to change, right? I'm me. So you see, this is the difference. This is where things, you see the change. Same situation as before, presenting the self for a job or for something like that. Before I will have played the game and being absolutely stressed and trying to fit in and everything. Now I'm just in the moment being myself. And when you do that, for some people it's too much. But right, it's the same thing. I'm sharing my light. Whether the light then it's accepted or not, it's not my fucking business. I don't care. So when I'm there sharing my light, for some people it's too bright. It's not because they are bad or negative or in darkness. It's because it's not a match. And when you are not a match in that, they don't take your light, but it's fine, right? It is. And you don't try to win them over or to change them or to explain to them, because it doesn't fucking matter. But again, this revealed to me the love for me and the love for my reality, and the love for the people I'm co-creating with, these amazing people that have appeared in my life, in my existence, in my creation, that are amazing. They are so fantastic. But I was right. It's the way it is, um, and it's not better or whatever. It's different. It's a new reality. My vibration has changed, so the attraction has changed too. I'm attracting as before, but I'm attracting maybe the same people, but those same people, it's a new version of those people because my vibration has changed, so their vibration has to be matching mine. So it's a new version of them as well, because the co-creation that I'm experiencing start with me because it's in my reality. So my interpretation of it has to go with that. So yeah, uh, and believe me, when I talk about my love for myself, to my love for uh, humanity, um, I'm not candid. I'm not trying to make this better or whatever in regards of anything, or trying to, right, being delusional about human beings. Of course, I right, this experience it's whatever it is, and everyone has their own interpretation of this, and I fully know, right? I mean, if human beings were not hating themselves, we wouldn't have the concept of global change, because global change is the hate of human, because I've already explained this. So right, that I'm aware of that, but I'm not playing with that anymore. I'm not playing in the fear, I'm not playing in the whatever. I'm realizing my own, myself. I'm seeing myself, and so and that's what it is. And me loving myself is not extraordinary. Everyone can do that. Everyone can be that. Truth. Everyone. And another thing that I have discovered is that I thought that I was I will be judgmental in regards of certain things, that I will see the situation more than the being. And I've realized that that is absolutely not the case. I'm seeing the being. I'm seeing the being and their package, their memory, their what they have experienced. It's not there for me to judge. And I've realized that recently in situations where um, where something has awakened, something has appeared, transpired, and heavy stuff. And I realized that my choice goes to the being, that I'm really not going to shout down anyone because of experiences they have had. I will deal with the now, not with the past. And that realization for me, that understanding of me, that was new, because I didn't have that kind of heaviness before, if I can say heaviness, it's not heaviness, but that perceived judgment of a past, of that we will say have a past, and when that appeared, I just realized, well, it's the now that count. It's this version of the self that count. It's not the old version. It's not. Yes, the trauma is there. Yes, I can see that is there. Many and many problems, many things, and many whatsoever. But we are a experience. We are here for experiencing, and then we come together in co-creation, and we discover, well, we discover a family, let's say, of beings that gravitate around us, and we think that we meet one being one time in a lifetime. Well, while that's not the case, we may meet the same being in many iterations, because we don't have just one iteration. Let's be clear about that, right? It's just, but anyway, so it's like a family interacting and co-creating and having these realities, experiences, and experiences in human. Well, right? We know what kind of experiences we can have in this earth, in this reality. So we meet people and they have history. But if for me, right, when it comes to me, to the self, I have to bring myself in the now and be fully in my now and recognize myself in that way, right? The experience, and as I was going through this today, and whatever I was experiencing in the past day, what I was told constantly is come back in the now, stay in the now. Don't play out in your head situations. Look the now. What is in the now? Because if you play it out you're not in the now. You're not seeing that what is in your head. It's not in your now. It's not happening. It's just in your head. So you are playing out bullshit that has nothing to do and with you and what with your co-creators. Be in the now. And so I apply that. And when I apply that, suddenly all that fucked up shit in my head just disappeared, and I was left just with now. And being left just with now, then there was no situation anymore. So when dealing with co-create, right, when dealing with what is the past, the memory or whatever, I realized that from the point of view of, do I want to have a relationship, do I want to interact, that doesn't play anything in that, because it's the now. And so constantly I'm reminded to be in the now and to really to base myself, to be really constantly in that now, and 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 be in it. And being in it is really feeling the vibration of it and feeling what is expressed in that now, so that then I understand what that is. And is that now gonna kick my ass, in the sense, will I suffer for it? Will I be right? Those things, well, no, because I'm in the now, and then I'm able to be it. and interact. So what I was doing today, it was really living the now, on trying to, which is not possible. So the pain, I was in physical pain. It's because I was not in the now. And when you become acquainted with that, when you start being that, then not being that becomes really painful. It's it's really, oh, that's why when I came back into myself and into the now, the pain went away, disappeared, because that's how it goes, right? Um, so there you go. This is all I had. Yeah, we're going to stop here. Thank you so much for, thank you. Thank you for joining in to um, to be here with me and join me in this moment. I'm always appreciating it, and I'm full of love for this. So I will be seeing you in the next now, and I say just goodbye and I love you. Bye.